Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're living with glaucoma or know someone who is, then you know how serious it can be. This condition, often called the silent thief of sight, can gradually lead to irreversible vision loss if not managed properly and diligently. We often talk about medications, eye drops, and regular checkups, which are all incredibly important, of course. But here's the thing most people overlook. A crucial piece of the puzzle that can significantly impact your eye health. Your diet might be making things worse. Yes, you heard that right. The foods you eat every single day could be silently contributing to the progression of glaucoma or increasing your risk if you're susceptible. It's a factor that's often underestimated, but understanding this connection can empower you to take proactive steps in protecting your precious vision. We're not just talking about general health here. We're focusing on specific dietary components that have been linked to eye pressure and optic nerve health. So, in this video, we're counting down the 7 worst foods you should avoid if you have glaucoma, or if you're at risk. Some of these might be staples in your kitchen right now, things you consume without a second thought. Knowledge is power, and by the end of this, you'll be better equipped to make informed choices for your eye health. Let's jump in and uncover these dietary culprits. First up, refined sugar. We're talking about soda, pastries, candy, white bread, all the sweet and starchy things we crave. These foods are everywhere, often marketed as treats or quick energy boosters. But when you consume these items, your blood sugar levels embark on a roller coaster ride. Initially, they spike dramatically, giving you that temporary rush, but this is quickly followed by a sharp crash, leaving you feeling tired and often craving more sugar. This constant fluctuation isn't just bad for your energy levels. It has profound effects on your entire system, including your delicate eyes. That significant spike in blood sugar can trigger and increase systemic inflammation throughout your body. For glaucoma patients, this is particularly concerning because inflammation can potentially affect the intricate structures within the eye. Some research suggests that these blood sugar surges may even have an impact on intraocular pressure, or IOP. Furthermore, poor blood sugar control can lead to reduced or impaired blood flow to the optic nerve. The optic nerve is like the vital cable connecting your eye to your brain, transmitting visual information. Compromising its blood supply further exacerbates this vulnerability, potentially accelerating the progression of vision loss. Choosing foods with a lower glycemic index can help maintain more stable blood sugar levels throughout the day. Making these swaps can make a significant difference. Number 2 on our list. Trans fats. These are insidious fats that are often lurking in many popular foods, particularly those that are processed or designed for convenience. You'll commonly find them in fast food items like French fries and fried chicken, many types of margarine, frozen pizzas, microwave popcorn, and a wide array of processed snacks such as cookies, crackers, and baked goods. They are used by food manufacturers to improve texture, extend shelf life, and reduce costs, but they come at a significant price for our health. Trans fats are particularly dangerous because they are notorious for increasing inflammation throughout the body. Moreover, trans fats contribute significantly to plaque buildup in your arteries. This process, known as atherosclerosis, narrows and hardens your arteries, restricting blood flow. And yes, this includes the tiny, intricate blood vessels that supply your eyes and, critically, your optic nerve with essential oxygen and nutrients. When circulation to the optic nerve is compromised, it becomes much harder for this vital nerve to stay healthy and function optimally. For individuals with glaucoma, where the optic nerve is already vulnerable, any further reduction in blood supply can accelerate damage and vision loss. So, how can you avoid these harmful fats? The first step is to become a vigilant label reader. Look for 0 grams trans fat on the nutrition facts panel. A fantastic way to reduce trans fat intake is to cook more meals at home using healthier fats. Making these changes might seem daunting at first, but it's about building new habits. Coming in at number 3, too much salt, or more specifically, sodium. You might not think of salt as a major offender, especially when it comes to eye health, but excessive sodium intake can have several indirect and potentially direct negative effects for glaucoma patients. Many of us consume far more sodium than we realize, not just from the salt shaker, but primarily from processed and packaged foods. If your diet regularly includes items like potato chips, pretzels, canned soups, processed meats, frozen dinners, and even some breads and sauces, you might be getting way more sodium than your body needs. One of the primary ways too much salt affects the body is by causing fluid retention. When you consume excess sodium, your body holds on to extra water to dilute the sodium concentration in your bloodstream. This can lead to bloating and swelling, but more importantly, it can increase the overall fluid volume in your circulatory system. This increased volume can, in turn, contribute to an increase in blood pressure. High blood pressure, or hypertension, is a well-known risk factor for many health problems, and it may also play a role in eye health, potentially contributing to increased pressure inside the eyes in individuals who are particularly sensitive. While the direct link between dietary sodium and a sustained increase in intraocular pressure, IOP, is still an area of ongoing research, we know that managing blood pressure is crucial for overall glaucoma care. Even if salt doesn't directly and consistently raise IOP for everyone, high blood pressure itself is a significant risk factor for the worsening of glaucoma. Hypertension can damage blood vessels throughout the body, including those that nourish the optic nerve. Impaired blood flow to the optic nerve can make it more susceptible to damage from the elevated IOP characteristic of glaucoma. Let's talk about caffeine. I know, for many of us the thought of giving up our morning coffee can feel like a non-starter. And I want to be clear, I'm not necessarily saying you have to eliminate caffeine completely from your life. Many studies have shown that coffee, in moderation, can have certain health benefits due to its antioxidant content. However, when it comes to glaucoma, the key word here is too much caffeine, particularly in concentrated bursts, can potentially cause issues for those managing this condition. The main concern with high caffeine intake for glaucoma patients is its potential to cause a temporary spike in eye pressure, IOP. Several studies have indicated that consuming a significant amount of caffeine, often equivalent to more than 2 or 3 cups of coffee in a short period, can lead to a transient increase in IOP. This effect seems to be more pronounced in individuals who already have glaucoma or ocular hypertension, elevated eye pressure without optic nerve damage yet. While this spike might be temporary, repeated elevations in IOP throughout the day could potentially contribute to optic nerve strain over the long term. It's important to understand that individual sensitivity to caffeine varies greatly. Some people can metabolize caffeine quickly and experience minimal effects on their IOP, while others might be more susceptible to these pressure changes. If you're drinking multiple cups of strong coffee, several espressos, or relying on high caffeine energy drinks throughout the day, you may be unknowingly putting extra stress on your eyes. Energy drinks are a particular concern as they often contain very high levels of caffeine, along with other stimulants and sugars, creating a cocktail that's generally not conducive to good health, let alone eye health. Chapter 5, number 5 on our list is alcohol. This is a topic that can be a bit complex when it comes to glaucoma because of some seemingly contradictory effects. Now, here's the tricky part. Some studies have shown that alcohol consumption can cause a brief, temporary lowering of eye pressure. This might lead some to believe that alcohol could be beneficial, but it's crucial to look at the bigger picture and the long-term consequences, especially with excessive or chronic consumption. The initial, transient drop in intraocular pressure after drinking alcohol is not a sustainable or healthy way to manage glaucoma. In fact, long-term or excessive drinking can lead to a host of problems that can negatively impact eye health and overall well-being. One significant issue is dehydration. Alcohol is a diuretic, meaning it causes your body to lose more fluids. Proper hydration is essential for maintaining the health of all your body's tissues, including the delicate structures of the eye. Chronic dehydration can potentially affect the fluid dynamics within the eye. Furthermore, heavy alcohol use can lead to nutrient depletion. Alcohol can interfere with the body's absorption and utilization of essential vitamins and minerals, including B vitamins, vitamin A, and zinc, all of which play important roles in eye health and optic nerve function. A deficiency in these nutrients can compromise the optic nerve's ability to withstand stress and repair itself, making it more vulnerable to glaucomatous damage. This is a critical consideration for anyone trying to preserve their vision. Chapter 6. Moving on to number 6, we have saturated fats. These are fats that are typically solid at room temperature and are found predominantly in animal products. Common sources include fatty cuts of red meat, like beef, pork, and lamb, full-fat dairy products, such as whole milk, cheese, cream, and butter, and also in some processed foods and tropical oils like palm oil and coconut oil. While some saturated fat is necessary for bodily functions, a diet consistently high in these fats can lead to several health issues that may indirectly impact glaucoma. Diets high in saturated fat are strongly linked to increased levels of LDL cholesterol, often referred to as bad cholesterol. Elevated LDL cholesterol is a primary driver of arterial blockages or atherosclerosis, the same process we discussed with trans fats. These blockages can occur in any artery in the body, including the very small and crucial blood vessels that supply the eyes and the optic nerve. Restricted blood flow means less oxygen and fewer nutrients reach these vital tissues, impairing their function and resilience. Furthermore, a high intake of saturated fats can promote inflammation throughout the body. Chronic, low-grade inflammation is increasingly recognized as a contributing factor to many chronic diseases, and it can create an environment that is less favorable for optic nerve health. When your optic nerve isn't getting an adequate supply of oxygen and nutrients due to compromised blood flow and is simultaneously dealing with an inflammatory environment, the damage associated with glaucoma can potentially happen faster or be more severe. It's all about ensuring that your optic nerve, the critical link for your vision, is as well nourished and protected as possible. Think of it as providing the best possible support system for a part of your body that is already under duress from glaucoma. Reducing the burden of saturated fats can contribute to better cardiovascular health, which in turn supports better ocular health. Chapter 7. And finally, rounding out our list at number 7, we have processed meats, particularly those containing nitrates and nitrites as preservatives. We're talking about foods like bacon, sausage, hot dogs, deli meats such as salami, bologna, and ham, and other cured meat products. While these can be convenient and tasty for some, they often come packed with ingredients that can be detrimental to your health, including your eye health, especially when consumed regularly and in large quantities. These processed meats are frequently full of nitrates and nitrites, which are chemical compounds used to preserve color, prevent bacterial growth, and add a characteristic tangy flavor. While nitrates themselves occur naturally in some vegetables and can be part of a healthy diet, the way they are used in processed meats and the compounds they can form in the body, like nitrosamines, particularly when cooked at high heat, are the primary concern. These compounds can significantly increase oxidative stress in the body. Oxidative stress occurs when there's an imbalance between free radicals, unstable molecules that can damage cells, and antioxidants which neutralize them. This cellular damage can affect all parts of the body, including the delicate tissues of the eye and the optic nerve. The optic nerve, already vulnerable in glaucoma, can be further compromised by high levels of oxidative stress. Additionally, some research suggests that high intake of nitrates from processed meats may impair blood flow, potentially constricting blood vessels, including those supplying the eyes. Studies have begun to explore the link between dietary nitrate intake, particularly from processed meats, and eye health. Some epidemiological studies have suggested that a high intake of nitrates from these sources may be associated with an increased risk of developing glaucoma or may contribute to nerve damage in individuals who already have the condition. While more research is always needed to fully understand these connections, the existing evidence points towards caution when it comes to frequent consumption of these foods for those concerned about eye health, especially glaucoma. The overall picture is that processed meats often offer low nutritional value while being high in sodium, unhealthy fats, and these potentially harmful preservatives. Outro, host, smiling. Okay, quick recap. Avoid foods that raise inflammation, spike blood sugar, or mess with your circulation, because that's what damages the optic nerve and increases eye pressure. These dietary factors can create an internal environment that makes it harder for your eyes to cope with the challenges of glaucoma. Think of foods like refined sugars and high-glycemic items, trans fats, excessive salt, too much caffeine, alcohol in excess, saturated fats, and processed meats laden with nitrates. Each of these can, in its own way, contribute to the underlying issues that exacerbate glaucoma. On-screen text: 7 foods to avoid. 1. Sugar. 2. Trans fats. 3. Salt. 4. Caffeine. 5. Alcohol.